What is going on, guys? This is GreenDayCusack here, and my name is also Sean from the progressive metal band Devoted Fusion. For those of you watching on the day of the release of this video, we are coming close to the end of the year, which is also leading to Turkey Day. Okay. Before I get attacked by turkeys again, I will instead say Thanksgiving. Just for a fair heads up, that's the right holiday, not what I said before. But anyways, we're coming close to the holidays, which, my goodness, the year has gone so fast, but we've had so many amazing reaction videos this year, and I thank all of the bands for submitting your stuff to me through the Fiverr website. But now, we got an important album review today. So this album, long awaited, of course, and hopefully this is the album of the year for PsychCloned, because my goodness, he's waited so long to send this one to me. But we are here to review an album today, and we are going to be looking at the album called Feel the Madness, and the title track of Feel the Madness is what we're going to review today. But the album itself, Feel the Madness, is a sonic odyssey through chaos, clarity, and creation, a journey that dives into the fractures of identity and rises through the fires of transformation. We explore the tension between control and surrender, where emotion becomes motion and madness becomes a force of liberation rather than fear. Each track unfolds like a chapter within metamorphosis, from the quiet awakening of self-awareness to the explosive release of creative freedom. As you have come to know him by now, this album fuses a plethora of musical styles and genres like cinematic rock, experimental fusion, and playful funk into an evolving soundscape that mirrors the shifting states of the human spirit, fragile, defiant, and endlessly reborn. At its core, Feel the Madness is about reclaiming power through vulnerability and finding clarity through chaos. It's an invitation to lose yourself, to let the music burn through illusion, and to emerge whole on the other side, fearless, unbound, and alive. So that is the description of this album, and for those that don't know, I've been reacting to just about every single one of these amazing songs that PsychCloned has sent me for the past 2 years now. He's been a very loyal customer to me on Fiverr, and this is by far, I think, is going to be the best one for me to review. But this is a full album review, so this is a little different than how I normally do the single track reviews like normal. So with the album review, what I am going to do first is I am going to show you the song list from the album. There are 10 songs over here, but we are going to react to the last one, which is called Feel the Madness. Now, before I get to that though, I am going to give you a short preview of each of the first 9 songs, so that way you get an idea of what this album is going to sound like from an overall perspective, of course, and then we're going to do our reaction on the last song, Feel the Madness. So, without further ado, we will show you now the first 9 songs in a short preview section right now.
A labyrinth I can't climb out. My heart's a battleground tonight, lost in the haze of wrong and right. The scars I wear, they start to bleed.
Disconnected thoughts revealing truths that hide within. The order ever track of time, deep into the night. Get your own existence, flowing with the system, opening your again, missing through the coursing, and it's flowing in my thoughts, flooding through my eyes, lenses of my past, people that I love, reason that I am. Woke up in a beat to a ticking clock, a reminiscing that you're here.
Dancing to the sound, no dancing to the sound. La la la. Melody, we're here to stay.
Okay, so those are the first 9 songs, and they are short previews, but once you hear the whole song, you'll get a bigger picture with every one of those. But right now, we are going to jump into the full song, the last one off this album, called Feel the Madness. Technical difficulties?
The tune escapes, it's in the air, twisting hearts without a care.
Nice intro.
Bodies move, they can't resist. Melody bites like a viral kiss. Through the streets it weaves and winds, snapping into tangled minds. Every post it plants a seed. Feel the rhythm, let it breathe. Catch the madness, feel it creep. Wake your soul from its deep sleep. Every sound a wicked flame. Dance like wild, forget your name.
Okay, not too bad. Really liked it. That was a very funky intro, just with the all that sound effect that was coming through. I was like, ooh, it's really nice. Yeah, you got a really nice tone going with this. Not much I can say right now as a first-time listener. That usually does happen when I'm giving these reaction videos, as I'm looking at the very first time with this. But I will say the mix is great. Especially with the rest of the songs that were done here, I definitely think the mix was on point, especially when you focus more with the low end EQ. The bass guitars really kick through on a majority of these songs, and it really fits in nicely with this. So let's keep this moving. It sounds really good so far.
Catch the madness, feel it creep. Catch the madness, feel it creep.
That vocalist can really go high with the notes. It's really awesome.
fate. Feel the fever take its hold. Every chord is pure and bold. Madness calls, it's time to dive. Lose yourself, come feel alive. Catch the madness, it's taking flight. A melody burning through the night. Every pulsing night's a flame. Lose control, embrace the game.
I will say, just stopping for a brief moment, but I will say that this and a couple other songs, they feel a bit more on the mainstream side, which is really good. I'll explain more of that when I get to the React chart portion of this video later. But I will say, just because it's mainstream doesn't mean it's bad at all. That's actually one of the benefits of having mainstream song is for popularity. So for those that are intentionally releasing music and keeping it a very rhythmic pace. I'm sorry if I sound a little funny saying that. But those that like to feel the rhythm to it are more on the mainstream side, and that's really good. You can get more, generate more feedback that way just by doing that. So. It's a good drum fill there, like that.
Feel the madness in your veins. Every note it breaks the chains. Through the chaos, hear the sound. Dance, the world spins all around. Feel the madness in your veins. Every note it breaks the chains. Through the chaos, hear the sound. Dance, the world spins all Feel the beat, lose control. Madness binds your heart and soul. Pulse and power, feel it rise. Dance the chaos, claim the skies. Feel the fever, let it ride. Coursing wild through every vein. Madness lives and never dies. Together we ignite the skies. Feel the madness, let it in. Break your limits from within. Feel the madness one last time. This is your moment to shine. This is your moment to shine. Feel the madness one last time. This is your moment to shine. Feel the madness, let it in. Break your limits from within. Feel the madness one last time. This is your moment to shine. Feel the madness.
Great vocals. I love these vocals. My goodness.
Feel the madness. Let it in.
Great job. Love it. Alright, my friends, you just heard Feel the Madness, the song from his album Feel the Madness from PsychCloned. Great song. Loved the vocals. Oh my god, those female vocals were great. Absolutely loved the mix. Definitely think it really hit the vibe right there. Once you hear those vocals go to the high-pitched areas, very talented work right there. Definitely approved of that. I'm keeping this a little brief because I do want to jump right into the React chart of the single first, and then we'll get to the whole album review part. So, first thing is the React chart for the single. So, for those that have not visited my channel yet, what I do with a React chart is I never rate a song based on a 1 to 10 scale. I always use 3 areas that make the song really nicely put. First area is aggression. Is the song heavy? Is the song soft? Doesn't matter how soft it may be. If it's within the rock or metal genre, I still may enjoy it very much. So nothing wrong with sending me a soft or heavy song. The balance, whether a song is more on the mainstream side or the technical side. Mainstream meaning if there's a lot of, just strict 4/4 time structure around your song, that's not a bad thing at all. That could actually build a lot more popularity and, create a lot more feedback on those kinds of songs. While the technical side, that could also bring feedback, of course, but there's more to it as opposed to a mainstream song. You may have more technical, like very challenging drum fills or, different time signatures that are involved. That's what I mean by technical. And you also see that I rate this based on the quality, which could either focus on the mixing side of the song or the song construction side. And with this song, Feel the Madness, it's not extremely heavy, but it's got some really nice riffs in there. Definitely enjoyed the work of these riffs from PsychCloned in this song. And additionally, with that being said, this was more of a mainstream song, but let me tell you something, those female vocals really stood out to me. That's something you can really take away when listening to this song. So definitely approve, even though it may be a little more on the mainstream side. It's definitely worth listening to. I definitely recommend it. And with that being said, the quality matters a ton. When I put something in the middle here, it means that both the song construction and mix to the quality side are both in perspective perfectly. So that fit in very nicely for this song. Now, I will get to the album portion of this because there were a lot of different things I found with this album. So let's talk about that right now. Okay, so let's talk about the whole album, Feel the Madness. Okay, so there are 10 songs on here, and here is the track list once again. So this was very interesting. I had a very wide mix of mainstream songs and technical songs, but let's go down the list. So Eyes of the Beholder is the first track. My goodness, this was an amazing song. Once I heard the intros to those guitars, I just fell in love. Like, that was literally the kind of guitars I needed here when starting off with listening to a song. So definitely loved the guitars to that, especially the intro guitars. Drums in the mix sounded fantastic. Snare was very concretely clear. I loved that part. Vocalist was great. Sounded very much like Lacey Sturm from Flyleaf. I definitely was hearing very likelihood influences from what I was hearing in that first track. And one thing that I'm gonna say a lot, with that being said, is there is a lot of good low-end EQ. So you're hearing a lot of good bass guitar coming from this mix, which, in my opinion, is by far the best mix I've heard from anything from PsychCloned. You know, when you hear the bass guitar mixed in perfectly with a song like this, it is fantastic, okay? Eyes of the Beholder, top tier. Loved it. Limitless is the next song. Another great song with some low end to the bass guitar. Definitely sounded really good. Neural Forge is the next one. I was a little puzzled with this. It's very, very, very technical. For some strange reason, I just felt like there were completely different, things going on, different time signatures. And there was one part where, the drums, with nothing against the drummer, of course, but there was like some extra snare hits going around, and I can get it if that's part of the structure, that's the way you want to write the song, that's fine. But for me, it felt like a little much. There's also some fast vocals in Neural Forge, and the fast vocals, I will say, is a good part. Mainly because I wouldn't be able to sing as fast as that person did, but that was a good portion of it. But it was very technical, and I think that may have been on purpose for the song. That's okay. If you wanted to do that kind of structure, that's fine. Wasn't exactly my route. Then the next song, the fourth song, is Rhythms of You. It's a great indie-like song. I definitely enjoyed that. It was a little more progressive, kind of like Neural Forge, but in a way, this had some indie-like vocals that were included. So this definitely seemed to fit nicely with that. Then you have the next song, the fifth song, called Solara. Please excuse my spelling if I say these things incorrectly, by the way. But that one was another song with great low-end EQ, great female vocals, sounded nice. The next song after that is the sixth song, Melodemia. I did not say that correctly, but it's okay. I will say this was a great song. This was very jazzy. And I love the fact that I say it's jazzy, because I don't get to hear that many jazzy songs, all that often with jazz instruments. But you hear the saxophone on this playing 3 solos in the right places. I love it. Oh my god, this was so good. So I definitely loved that sixth song there. It's a tongue twister. And then you have the seventh song, which is Oculus, which is a grungy song with a mix of female vocals, and it's got a technical groove. It's not extremely technical, but it does have some interesting changes to it, so it's okay. I definitely approve of that. And then you have the eighth song, which is Let 'Em Cook. Great song for vocals and guitar. Definitely loved it. It's got more of a funk to it. So it's definitely something, if you like the funky kind of stuff, like Funky Town. Well, don't ever listen to that from my vocals again. But if you like Funky Town, you'll like this song. Excuse me. The one thing I will say, I think the kick drum could have been a little tighter. On the EQ side, it sounded a little flat when I was hearing that area, especially in the double kick part. I would say that kick probably could have been worked with, but that's just my opinion. Everyone else is going to have their own opinions based on how they listen to it, but that's all good. Breakout is the 9th song on this album, and it's another song with great low-end EQ and adding some brass instruments to this, as opposed to Melodema, which had the saxophone. This has some more trumpet and trombone-ish instruments that are involved, which is nice. And then you have Feel the Madness, which we just reviewed and has terrific vocals. So great job, PsychCloned. You guys did a fantastic job, and give credit to your team for an outstanding mix on this record. The record releases on November 19th, so be sure to look at PsychCloned's music and look at the album through the link below. And if your rock or metal band is looking to have a reaction video from me, you can go to the Fiverr link down below and I will be able to help you out. Now, you might notice if this is that time frame that if I'm unavailable, I will be available soon. I am looking to have more reaction videos ready by 2026, so don't be afraid to contact me or leave a comment down below if you have any questions about submitting your next song to me. Alright, take care and have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone.